Hi guys, today we're going to have an animal class. You all know I like sharks, right? I used to think they were the most terrifying, until I learned about these creatures. It's certainly no exaggeration to say that life would be a lot scarier if dinosaurs were still around. But what if I told you that the Earth once had creatures that were even bigger, fiercer, and more horrifying? From gigantic snakes to deep-sea monsters and bizarre creatures straight out of your nightmares. Here are animals that are even scarier than dinosaurs. But before that, let's take a moment to shout out to our beloved friends. I love you guys more than sharks. You seem to hate the number 67, right? Is it because it's been spammed too much? Well, in today's video, there won't be a 6 or a 7. Don't believe me? Watch until the end. Please subscribe and like my video. Now, let's start.
1. Dunkleosteus.
Some of the most terrifying creatures to ever live on Earth were water dwellers, and the Dunkleosteus is certainly no exception. This one even ate sharks. Oh my god, I hate it. Sharks should be the ultimate species. This fierce fish lived in the late Devonian period, about 370 to 360 million years ago. Also known as the Age of Fish, long before the dinosaurs arrived. Check out this video to see what it looked like.
Dunkleosteus torelli was the largest and most terrifying predatory fish never to exist, famous for its gigantic size and powerful jaws. It dominated the seas during the late Devonian period, around 358 to 382 million years ago. Dunkleosteus torelli could reach lengths of 6 to 10 meters and weigh about 1 ton. Instead of having regular teeth, Dunkleosteus had two bone plates as jaws, sharp like knives, capable of slicing through the hard shells of crustaceans and other fish. Its jaw structure allowed it to generate an incredibly strong bite force, estimated to reach up to 5,300 newtons, enough to crush any prey.
Did you hear that? It doesn't even have teeth. The structures in its mouth are two long bony plates that could bite and crush almost anything, including fish, sharks, and even its own kind. Scientists estimate its jaws could generate a bite force of up to 8,000 pounds per square inch, compared to only about 650 pounds per square inches for a lion. I think this thing could bite through a battleship.
2. Helicoprion.
Are there any anime fans here? Or Chainsaw fans? This fish looks like it stepped right out of Chainsaw Man. This 6 to 7.6 meter long, shark-like fish, which lived 270 million years ago, is the star of one of the most puzzling fossil mysteries. It began with the discovery of strange fossilized tooth whorl. It took more than a century, until 2013, for paleontologists to correctly identify that this spiral set of teeth filled its lower jaw, forming a structure similar to a chainsaw.
Okay, so this is some BS I found out about, and Idaho, this is aimed directly at you. So this fossil is literally a spiral of teeth. It was found here, in Idaho. Remember that, it will be on the test. It belonged to this guy, Helicoprion, a shark-like fish from the Permian that can be up to 25 feet long. Longer than a great white, but also probably skinnier. Isn't biomimicry beautiful? Now, this guy's jaw was so weird that it took paleontologists quite a while and quite a lot of failed attempts to figure out that they looked like this, which we figured out from scans of indentations in rocks. And as weird as this guy's jaw was, it apparently worked pretty damn well, because they swam the oceans for about 20 million years and have been found all over the globe, with their buzzsaw jaw being used to hunt prehistoric squid. But here's the BS. The majority of Helicoprion fossils have been found here, in the Phosphoria Formation in Idaho, meaning it would make a lot of sense for this to be Idaho's state fossil. But what is Idaho's state fossil instead? A horse.
When the fish closed its jaws, this tooth whorl would rotate backward in a sawing motion. Luckily, this chainsaw killer went extinct about 225 million years ago, and its bizarre set of teeth doesn't exist in any creature today, I think. I think creation designed it to test if that jaw was optimal, and thankfully it wasn't. And if it existed today, it would probably look like this.
3. Terror birds.
The fact that scientists nicknamed Phorusrhacidae terror birds says it all. After the asteroid wiped out the T-Rex and the Velociraptor, the terror bird rose to become the top terrestrial predator in South America for the next 60 million years. Let's watch to see why it was so terrifying.
20 million years ago, a new generation of super predators appeared on Earth. It was the terror bird. Weighed down by its own bulk, it had lost the gift of flight. It was also known as the most hardcore of prehistory, a chicken on steroids. The terror bird had a beak shaped like a deadly hook, and when standing, it reached a height of 2.5 meters. This is Macrochenia, a mammal about the size of a modern llama. They could sense the presence of a powerful predator. The terror bird could approach its prey in complete silence, all thanks to the terror bird's strong chicken-like legs. Once the terror bird reached the perfect position, the hunt began. It could quickly accelerate to 50 kilometers per hour, choosing a calf that had fallen behind. It used the sheer weight of its massive head, even allowing it to turn sharply at high speed. One young calf, exhausted, could no longer run. The time had come for the terror bird's final strike. Although the terror bird reigned over the South American plains, it was not invincible, for every species has its nemesis. These slumbering, armor-clad beasts were a type of primitive reptile, and among the largest animals on land, they were the dinosaurs, each weighing more than a ton. They were among Earth's earliest giant herbivores. With the arrival of eggs, they could thrive even in dry environments, and reach places other animals could not. Yet this supercontinent did not belong to them alone. Another bloodline had emerged, the ancestors of the mammals. At this time, Dinosaurs could not compare to the mighty dinosaurs, but their relatives could. It was Anomalocaris.
I think I'm least afraid of this animal on the list, perhaps because its appearance isn't too scary. But realistically, imagining being chased by it is not much different from being chased by an SCP-shy guy.
For Platybelodon.
Elephants are actually very gentle and intelligent, and in many countries, they are even friends with families, despite being large and eating a lot. How do you turn a normal elephant into something absolutely terrifying? You replace its trunk with a giant meat fork. That's how.
I wish this animal was still alive because I have questions. Platybelodon, a primitive relative to elephants, as you could probably guess. They were alive about 10 million years ago and had a very strange mouth that was shaped by a second pair of flattened tusks. While they look like they would be phenomenal at crushing watermelons, like a hippo, that's apparently not what they used their mouth for. When first discovered in the 1930s, it was thought they used their mouth as a shovel, slamming their lower jaw into a pond, scooping up vegetation and mud, and throwing it back into their mouth. The newer evidence found on their teeth suggests a different purpose. They were instead using their lower teeth to scrape bark from trees, using their trunk to hold onto branches as a stabilizer, while they swung their heads back and forth, sawing at it. And I would like to see that.
I initially thought its lower tusks were useless or just for scooping dirt, but it's actually a weapon, like a scythe, used to cut through dense vegetation. But it doesn't look as scary as the others. What do you think if I held a contest to draw the animals on this list as cute? Comment and let me know. By the way, do you play 99 Nights in the Forest? If the deer in that game were real, they would look like this.
All ending in sharp claws. Covered in mangy, unkept fur, the smells of death and decay irradiate from its body.
Dinosaurs.
That's the image of Andrew Sarkis. Although a complete Andrewsarchus skeleton has never been found, a partial skull discovered in Mongolia in 1923 suggests it was nearly 1 meter long. It had a menacing snout with large, bone-crushing teeth, and may have weighed between 800 and 1,000 kilograms. This massive size makes Andrewsarchus the largest known carnivorous terrestrial mammal.
Long before lions ruled the plains, before humans even existed, there walked a creature unlike any predator alive today. It had the body of a bear, the teeth of a wolf, and the skull of something far more ancient. This was Andrewsarchus, a prehistoric monster that may have been the largest land-dwelling carnivorous mammal to ever exist. Discovered in the windswept deserts of Mongolia, its skull alone is nearly 1 meter long. With bone-crushing jaws and a powerful frame, Andrewsarchus likely stood over 6 feet at the shoulder and stretched more than 12 feet from nose to tail. But what truly makes it terrifying is that we hardly know anything about it. Scientists believe it was a close relative of modern hoofed animals. Think pigs, hippos, even whales. But Andrewsarchus didn't graze. It hunted. Its massive snout housed conical teeth built for ripping flesh, while its thick neck and jaws suggest a bite force that could snap bone. It likely crushed turtle shells, scavenged dinosaur eggs, and competed with other apex predators of its time. Some imagine it as a super-powered wolf-boar hybrid. Others say it may have been a powerful omnivore, feasting on both meat and carrion. But one thing is certain. Andrewsarchus was no passive browser. It was a solitary terror, a beast shaped by evolution to dominate. And then, it vanished. Today, all we have is a single skull, a few fragments, and a growing sense that this animal may have been far more dangerous than we ever imagined. To uncover more forgotten monsters like Andrewsarchus, subscribe and keep digging before something digs you up.
Since it's only known from a skull, whether Andrewsarchus was an active predator or just an oversized scavenger is still debated. But I hope it was just a scavenger.
8. Titanoboa.
Keeping my promise to you guys, I skipped numbers 6 and 7 and went straight to number 8. But now, those of you who are afraid of snakes, brace yourselves. $60 million years ago, in the swampy waters of what is now Colombia, lived the largest snake that ever existed, Titanoboa. It was 10 times the size of the longest current python. Let's learn more about it in this video.
Do you know which is the biggest snake in the world? Over the years, humans has come across many giant snakes. Some of them are even caught on video cameras, which gives us a hint of how gigantic some snakes could actually be, while some are hard to believe that they are true. But the biggest species of snake that has ever roamed on Earth appeared to live around 60 million years ago. They used to be around 40 feet long, and they were so enormous that they used to feed on crocodiles. They were Titanoboa. If you find this video amazing, please show your support with a like and subscribe.
Snakes are an extremely intelligent and dangerous species. Let me tell you this story. There was a girl who kept a pet snake in her house, from when it was small until it grew large. Every night, it would coil around the girl to sleep. She thought it was hugging her, just like a dog or cat. But no, guess what? It was measuring her body to see when it could swallow her. Guys, be careful with snakes.
9. Jackalopterus.
If you've watched Attack on Titan, you'll recognize this creature. Or maybe you don't, but I'll tell you now.
Ever had a nightmare so bad that it leaves you sweating in your sleep and you wake up only to realize it was real, except this nightmare crawled all over you? Welcome to hallucinogynia. This isn't a creature, it's a biological typo. It's not scary because it'll eat you. It's scary because it shouldn't exist. Designed by a sleep-deprived toddler with access to God's 3D printer, named by scientists who stayed up for weeks drinking too much caffeine. So here's a rundown of this creepy thing. It's about the length of a paperclip, but don't let the size fool you. This thing had full horror movie energy in miniature mode. It had a head, if you want to call it that. It looked like it was pasted on from another creature's design file. It had a mouth, maybe eyes, but everything about it said, don't worry about how I function, just know I exist to scare you, bro. This thing is so weird it left scientists confused for years. Scientists literally spent years trying to figure out which side was up. They thought the legs were tentacles, they thought the spikes were legs. They even put the mouth on this thing wrong at one point. And it gets so much freakier, just wait. This thing walked around on stilts with needle spine stabbing straight up from its back like it was wearing a medieval bear trap as a backpack. Hallucinogen didn't bite, so this thing wasn't a predator. It didn't have claws or speed or venom. It had pure chaos energy and a body designed like a bad dream after Taco Bell. It staggered across the seafloor like it had just spawned into the wrong simulation. Every movement said, I don't know why I'm here either, bro, because sometimes nightmares crawl.
Are you scared of this thing? I'm not, because it lives underwater, and it's not too small for me to fear. Drop a comment and let me know which lost media game or video you want me to explore next. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow so I can keep protecting you from these creepy mysteries. Thanks for watching, my dear friends. See you in the next video. Bye.